Welcome to Twisted Monday! Today it's just another boring old run of Twisted Metal 2. Apologies in advance, but it's not just another boring run of Twisted Metal 2. This is the PC version of Twisted Metal 2. Legitimately, like you've never seen it before. Dramatically different from the old PS1 version. Look at how clean everything is. Ooh, smooth edges. Wow. Here's our hero, Captain Rogers. Legitimately a boring-ass character, who I don't care about in the least, so I really had to spice this run up by switching to a completely different version that I've never played before. He's 105 years old, but he's gonna teach people what combat is all about. What a guy. Wants to fulfill the one mission that has eluded man since the dawn of time. What could that even mean? Well, he's decrepit, so he wishes to become younger. As usual, Warthog is a very powerful, very boring vehicle. It kicks a lot of ass and doesn't do anything interesting while doing so. So, let's get the show on the road. Look at that, little 3D bubbles to indicate where we're going. Different animations on the title screen. Tell me if the music is too damn loud, because it very well might be. I will adjust it as necessary. Hilariously, I did a lot of testing of this game. And in all that testing, nothing I did would get the music to start. And then just today, I turned the game on, as always, just to make sure it didn't break, because I'm very paranoid about that sort of thing. I'm very subject to Murphy's Law, so I check and recheck absolutely everything all the time. Checked that the game was functioning today, so when I started it up, it was completely functional. The music worked just fine, and I hadn't changed anything at all. Most of the videos of this game on YouTube, because I went and checked those as well, have no music in them. But for some reason, if you just start this game up over and over and over again, eventually it will play music for you. So now we get to enjoy the fantastic soundtrack. I was gonna just switch it out for my usual replacement music in a pinch, but now I don't have to. Now we get to hear things legitimately. Oh, my weapons are full. Let's kill everybody. So yeah, the graphics are very strange. Like, look when I break, there's so much smoke. Sparks when I land from a jump. All these little details. Not really beneficial, but they do exist. And we're gonna deal with them for a long time. Let's try out a napalm attack. The napalm is a gigantic fireball now, which seems to dramatically increase its area of effect. I think the napalm is much easier to land in this version of the game. It is vastly improved. And overall, I'd say a lot of the controls are simpler and easier to manage. Not entirely sure why. Aha! This game didn't demand the use of a graphics card on release, because that would have significantly reduced its audience, which was already incredibly small. So some of the weird effects we're going to see are them compensating for making a 3D game without necessitating 3D graphics cards. It looks a lot better than the PS1 version, which is notoriously ugly. It has a visual flair, but on a technical level, the graphics are poor. This game, the graphics are still poor, because there's only so much you can do with the sharpening of textures. But they did it. This is as good as you could expect the PC version of this game to look. It was released an entire year after the PlayStation version. So they had a long, long time to make improvements. And they did exactly that. I was encouraged to play this version by a random YouTube commenter, who I do not remember the identity of to credit them. So sorry about that, but it is a good idea. Overdue that I tried exactly this out. How is Mr. Slam still alive? There. Now, that's a full health refill. You'll notice, though, there's no bridge over here. There's no big cage on the other side of that bridge. That is where the full health refill would normally be. Unless you break the generator in the right order, you cannot get full health refills in this level. Health refills in general are switched around, made slightly more sparse. I guess to compensate for the ways in which this otherwise might be kind of a easier game with the way they simplified things. I don't know. I cannot say for sure. But there are significant changes throughout all the levels. I mean, they're all actually very minor, but they make a significant impact. Little new design choices. We'll see how we like them. Arguably, Warthog is not the best choice to test them out, because Warthog is very powerful and would be stomping the PlayStation version of this as well, pretty effortlessly. I do think health refills appear much, much, much less frequently. We grabbed all the health refills a long time ago, and not a single one has respawned yet. So yeah, we are pretty much at the level of health we're going to be for the remainder of this. But shields last for much longer, which is a weird touch that makes escape way easier. Also, they are completely opaque and really block a lot of the screen. Yes, indeed, Sonic the Hedgehog style bubble. Before 60 FPS was introduced to YouTube. Just a rock-solid block. Who needs to see your character? Gotta get Thumper out of here. Also, every time I played this level, I've had to fight Outlaw 2. I don't know if it's scripted or something, or if this game is just a tribute to the LAPD. They do thank you when you beat the game as its hardest character. So that must be it. I guess there are hacks to play as Darktooth, same as the PlayStation version, but perhaps they are dramatically more functional than the PlayStation version. I wouldn't know. Maybe we'll try those out sometime. As this game does have bonus levels. I showed them off in a previous Twisted Monday bonus content segment. Check out my Twitch page for the archives of such things. So, it's a problem to see Thumper and Outlaw 2 here. Because they both have very irritating AI routines. There's a reason they survived until the end. They really want to melee you, because they have close-range specials. And they like to stay on the roads that are below the level that I like to stay and fight on. Which gives them quite an advantage. I guess my weapon bay is full still. That's an idea. Try and lure Outlaw into the fire pit, or I could lure myself into the fire pit. Kill myself that way. That's how effective that strategy would be on fighting Outlaw. Because it even worked on me. I have human AI. Some of the health refills did reappear. You know, I thought the teleporter was gone. Let's try the teleporter out. It just takes me to the generator. Because the cube in the area over here doesn't exist anymore. So, we need weapons. I don't really care about Outlaw now. She's gonna be annoying, but whatever. The next level is the Suicide Slide, which is super tiny and has very few pickups. So if we go there with an empty inventory, it will be very, very difficult to beat it. People are happy to see Twisted Metal 2. Here I was apologizing for it at the beginning. But I do think the PC version is worse in most ways. Overall, I would say PlayStation version, preferable. Definitely worth seeing both of them, though. You've seen the PlayStation version so many times. It is time to switch it up. Now, Outlaw is behind me, I think? Yeah. She actually wants to fight. A little-known property of the Patriot missiles is they increase in their damage the further they travel. So, if you fire them from a greater distance, they kill somebody. But if you fire them up close, they do much less damage. They still do a lot of damage, though, so it's still worth it. Oh, it works in reverse in the PC version. And firing greater distances causes you to deal less damage, apparently. Due to a programming bug. Citation needed, but I would believe it. We'll say that little-known property still exists in the original PlayStation version. Although, obviously, I cannot confirm it. We did obliterate Grasshopper by firing some point-blank Patriots, so maybe there's something to it. Hard to prove anything by murdering Grasshopper, though. Who just walked right through a health refill. Twister's gotta go, because she has the infinite combo special. Even if I shield it, she will still trap me forever. Until my shield wears off. There she is. And she's dead. We got very, very good draws on who appeared in the Suicide Slide. The only one with any armor whatsoever is Mr. Slam, who doesn't move very fast, so we don't have to worry about him too much. Pretty lucky. As we did not bring very many weapons. We brought enough weapons. It would have been fine. But now we're much better. Hey, we're having a party over here. Mr. Slam is no longer invited. So, we just need to gather a few more weapons. Then we can kill Mr. Slam. We should probably get rid of Spectre as well. Just because we likely will not win if we don't do that. I did just watch Spectre launch a ricochet missile while he was driving forward and run into it himself. Get bounced all around. Which is the same mistake I make constantly. Nice to see the AI doing it for once. Uh-oh. Mr. Slam's being Mr. Slam. Shields last forever, though. 2 full specials out of Mr. Slam, and I still have my shield going. On the PlayStation version, it ends like halfway through a Mr. Slam special. So that's pretty absurd. Now let's kill Spectre. Pretty much through this in one cycle of the music. I have 9 napalms. That is arguably excessive napalms. Let's make it 11. In honor of this September stream. Ah, I was too close and he grabbed me. But the larger hitbox of the napalm is coupled with a better arc. I think it's a better arc, at least. Basically, the napalm just is better. Way better. The PlayStation version, it is close to useless, and it seems like they recognized that and made it improved over the year of development on the PC version. Okay, you'll note this game features saves, and I have saves prepared throughout the entire rest of the game. Because you will also note, as we proceed into the Paris level, we do not recover our lives. We keep our inventory, but we also keep our life count. If we save the game, it saves our life count, but it does not save our inventory. So, anytime you die and carry on to the next level, your life is much harder. We will avoid doing that. It works the way Twisted Metal 4's saves do. Which means this is technically the first Twisted Metal game with saves. Beating Twisted Metal 4 by a couple years. However, they are flawed. Someone was in my way there for a while. I don't know who it was, because my shield is opaque. I assume it was Roadkill, because Roadkill is wrecked. But your shield lasts so long that you recover almost all the energy it costs to launch your shield in that time period. You get a tremendous amount of shields here. And I gotta start using them. Which is difficult, because the detection on the inputs is still bad. I used all my napalms. Let's go to the rooftop. Get new napalms. And a health refill. Much needed, because I just got sniped while I was up here. I really think all the sprites that are just sprayed all over the screen as an excuse or a attempt at particle effects, they all look very bad. It's probably still some kind of technical marvel that any of this exists at all. Somehow one of the health refills on the rooftop was taken already. That doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever. Now, I brought napalms here for a reason. Need to burn down the Mona Lisa. Get out of here. Let's see if they corrected the code to unlock the bonus level in multiplayer. Now, there's no code at all. Mona Lisa just turns to charcoal. Because this is the PC version. And codes are input using your actual keyboard. You type in words. And that unlocks bonus levels and stuff. Same with cheats. You just have to type in a master cheat, which is glorious on your keyboard. Possibly in reference to the Utah developers. But this game came out after the contract dispute, I think. I don't think Single Track worked on this port. I'd be surprised if they did, at least. Another one down. It's starting to seem like dying is one of the things that causes the health pickups to respawn, making them of limited use. Oh, there I go. Spectre, of course. Sniping me through a wall. But I did want to blow up the Eiffel Tower so that we could see it in glorious PC vision, where things are significantly clearer. Let's make this happen. And yeah, since I died, health refills are back. What a joke. Let's drop the remote bomb. Get ourselves a good vantage point. Shield up. Take out that Eiffel Tower. Pretty good. I remember the PlayStation version having debris fall down and form little bridges between each of the buildings. But I didn't see that happen here. The debris still falls, there it is. Maybe I should have watched it from the rooftops so that I could see that. Ah well. Spectre is tailgating me for some reason. Very unwise. And the health pickup in the Louvre never appears. It has been removed from this version of the game. I don't know why. Now, we don't want to be too close to Outlaw, because she will just spam a very irritating special, which causes you to get bounced in the air, which causes you to lose your momentum, which causes you to get hit again. And again and again and again, forever. Very obnoxious. Anytime Outlaw spawns, she's going to be the last enemy, all the way at the end. I did have a run where Outlaw was the last enemy, but not because she was irritating, because she fell through the ground right in this exact spot. I think she, like, collided with this collision there in such a way that she fell through the ground. And then just lived underground for a while. But she was still in range of remote bombs. So I planted a remote bomb above her, and it exploded her head. I've seen that a few times in this version of the game. Not just going underground, but like flying through the air. I had a run where Thumper it was got himself suspended in air, and then he could just drive around facing upward. At all times, never ever touching the ground. It was pretty hilarious. I probably should have recorded it. It was like the slope glitch from Sonic 2, if you're familiar with that sort of thing. Now I'm actually going to load a save here. For increased likelihood that we actually beat the Amazonia level. I have to do that with my mouse. Loading saves with a controller doesn't work for some reason. Also, this game detects, like joypads it calls them, but controllers. It detects them properly. It does not allow you to assign the energy moves. The inputs for the energy moves still have to be done on up, down, left, right. So what I had to do was rebind my controller to input keyboard controls. And now I can play this game on controller. In the PC version, wow. A miracle. But whatever, it's a miracle that this game works at all. So, I'm not actually complaining, I just thought that was silly. Shadows are bad. They were much better in the PC or PlayStation version. But you never know when a thing is an emulation error, or caused by being on a wildly different system than what was intended in 1997. And when it was just like that at the time. So we do gotta cut on some slack. Because again, miracle that this thing works at all. It's also possible that some of the stuff we're seeing was intentionally edited by the people making it playable on modern computers. Can't rule anything out. Just to state those facts for the record. Some wonkiness is fully expected. Now this level still has a static spawning full health refill in the usual place. They did not remove it from this level. I don't know why this level got to keep its full health refill while most of the others had them removed. But from what I've noticed, very, very little was changed between the PlayStation and PC version in this level. Oh, I have lightnings that I can't fire. Didn't mean to bring those from the last level. In fact, I loaded a save. How did I even have them from the last level? Because it doesn't save your inventory. Oh no, none of this adds up at all. Very weird. But I'll ram Spectre to death. The way corpses work is different. In that corpses will now stay in place no matter how you kill an enemy. And they will not change color. They won't turn into a flaming husk of the vehicle. Or rather, they will turn into a flaming version of the vehicle. But it will still look exactly the way the vehicle does before it died. And then, after a short time of the vehicle being on fire, it will explode automatically. No matter what is done. Or, for that matter, not done. Mr. Grimm's still down here. Oh, we're doing a little synchronized swimming routine, unfortunately. I tried to corner him. But now he's dead. And there he is, you can see his red motorcycle still hanging out there, on fire. Soon it will self-destruct. This Grimm will self-destruct in X minutes. I don't know how long it actually takes. It's actually a bit of a while. I think you can still manually destroy them by hitting them with any weapon. But that seems like a waste of a weapon. Shadow hanging out in the fire. For some reason. Unwise. And all that's left is Twister. Definitely the end of this level when Twister dies. What a twist. It's not the end of the level. We will get to see this beautiful vista once more. As last year's boss rises from the lava, I'm pretty sure that's the exact same text. It seems weird. Maybe just reading it on a black background changes the impact so much as to make it jarring. The volcano looks different. I don't want to say better or worse. Just different. Get some weapons. Hold on to a lightning that I can't get rid of. Wait until minion freezes me and combos me until I explode. There it was, I just barely dodged. His special right behind me. He doesn't care about lava. In the PlayStation version, it doesn't affect them when they're too far away from you. I assume the PC version works the same, but can't say for sure. Whatever. I don't need my free shots. I can go invincible forever. Which has got to be pretty detrimental for minion strategy. Just running right at me. Trying to freeze me. Right there, you couldn't see it, but I dropped a remote bomb and immediately exploded it, because it didn't matter, I was invincible. Still have my shield up. We'll go for the health refill. Once I get back on my wheels here. It would be nice to save some weaponry for the next level, though. And we'll just sit here until this opens up. That statue has an amazing amount of HP. I guess you're supposed to assume that it's not actually destructible. And then it's like a shocking twist that you need to read about in EGM magazine. That you can get a full health refill in the Amazonia level. Call the Nintendo tip line to find out how. On to New York. Eventually, once we get past the save screen. It's almost a shame that the load times are so fast. Because you don't get to see the neat little animations they added to the PC version. Improved very slightly over the original PlayStation. Okay. Mr. Slam's being Mr. Slam until Grim saves me. Thank you, Grim. Let's kill some people and then blow up the other monument in this level. Nice try, Slam. That will work eventually, though, so I will have to move slightly out of the way. There. What an irritant. Just stand here for a while. What are you going to do about it? You're going to die horribly. We're gonna need way more missiles if we wanna see that bikini statue. And trust me, we do. The internet doesn't exist, so this is easily the sexiest thing we have access to. Are you watching this? If the internet doesn't exist, don't worry about it. The swimming pool has been drained. That's the big difference in this version of the level. Everything else I've noticed is the same. Also, the diver has decided not to come to the pool today because the pool's been drained, and that would make a gruesome mess if the diver was still here. Surely that's the last thing we would want to see. It's a splattered diver corpse. So far, so good. Yeah, parts of the texture off in the distance are definitely busted. I'm pretty sure the PlayStation version doesn't have that issue, and it might be a modern PC thing. You never know. I will say ricochets are definitely visible on the, like, ground floor that kills you if you drop down to it. So it might be possible to hit the Statue of Liberty with ricochets. Oh, there goes Thumper. I don't like that the enemies are right on my case here. Let's line up the shot. Roll ricochets out. Yeah, I think the ricochets hit the statue, because that took only 2 missiles as opposed to many, many missiles. Look at that. Hilarious. Glad I did that. It's been so long since I blew the clothes off of the Statue of Liberty. It was time. I guess Thumper killed himself, because I didn't kill him. I have no blood on my hands there. So he probably drove off the edge while I wasn't looking. We are blazing through this game. I set up my safety saves and I've only had to use one so far. I actually am in a good spot to test something here. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm on the wrong side of the map. Aren't I? This part of the iceberg is different. And there it goes, so I can't really explore it. But it definitely has different shape in the background there. And now I'm frozen forever. So I am probably going to lose. They flipped my frozen car off the edge. Mr. Slam didn't even have the decency to come with me. It's weird that some of the pedestrians got taken out. Most of them are still here. Look at this, the broken bridge is on fire. Let's explore this until it falls down. I don't really know what it normally looks like, so I won't learn much here. But I trapped myself in a dead end. So that kind of sucks. Hey! Axel's coming to join me. Didn't want me to drown alone. What a guy. Let's see where this takes me. Same old little island. Nothing changed there. Now, I haven't heard any Axel Powers or Yeehaws this whole run. Or in any of my practice runs, for that matter. Maybe they realized those sound effects were annoying. Cut them out, too. But they also added a tremendous amount of personality, so that would be an error if that's an intentional choice. I would assume they broke. Patriot missiles do still work, though. That's evidence for them not having broken. And I just heard Shadow Special work just fine. So it's not just only your character's special makes sound. Uh-oh. That was my last life. What do we have? 4 enemies left? Yeah, not much chance to win after the mishaps earlier. Back into it. Gotta switch to mouse again. Look at how fast those load times are. Instantaneous. This game was not meant to run computers this good. Slam's still here. Being a nightmare. Seems like we got the exact same cast of enemies. Everyone I recognize from last time, at least. This is a very weird port, the way they added details, and yet there's still so many sloppy things. They added a lot, they redesigned a lot, and they screwed up a lot. After a full year of developing it. There is also a PC version of Twisted Metal 1 that was officially released. But not in America, and not in Europe, exclusively in Japan. So it's extremely rare. But it did still have completely English text. And basically nothing's rare anymore, so I have a rip of the PC version of Twisted Metal 1, and we'll probably take a look at it eventually. I've heard that the the third level, the freeway, it starts out with the enemy facing towards you, and for a lot of vehicles that enemy is Mr. Grimm, and you just get hit in the face with 2 or 3 specials immediately, which is enough to kill every vehicle. So if you get dealt Mr. Grimm, the PC version of Twisted Metal 1, you're already dead. Hey, 2 enemies dead. Sometimes the AI just turns off. Hey, a yeehaw! It's a miracle. Maybe I just wasn't close enough and they turned the volume down on the yeehaws. But yeah, the AI just turning off for a while was very much a thing in the PlayStation version. I see it more often here, though. Oh, I need that badly. And there goes the ground. Thought she was going to land in front of me. No such luck. And I'm both frozen and on fire. Time to go invincible forever. The jump works way better, in the sense that you jump immediately when you do the input. Up, left, you are, at the instant of that final input, off the ground. There's no second delay, the way that there is in the PlayStation version, making the platforming much, much easier to perform in a game that absolutely should not have any platforming whatsoever. But it does, and this makes it more tolerable. You die. We're actually in a bit of a bad spot now because the next level is Holland. And we are down a life. Misread my inputs there. Grim, let's get rid of you. And let's climb this broken bridge for once. Okay, never mind. I was just talking about how much improved the jumping was. Don't make a fool of me here. Twisted Metal 2 PC version. It's kind of surprising this game doesn't have an official re-release. Because it's good enough. More people should have access to Twisted Metal 2. Regardless of version. Okay, we escaped Twister. Did not make the jump. But if I had boosted, I would have flung myself right over the edge, so... Oh, come on. I did the inputs. Let me jump. Thank you. Huh. They changed the collision. So there's a little rim around the broken bridge. You can't get on if the adjacent parts of the glacier have dropped. Disturbing. Much easier to get the health refill, though. I gotta get the hell away from Twister before she infinite combos me. And then we just wait. Where's she at? She's making explosions behind that glacier. For some reason. She probably doesn't even know why. And she's dead, so now she definitely doesn't know why. On to Holland. I've lost one life. But let's see how they changed Holland. The Field of Screams. So many enemies. Well, we started right next to one of the windmills. Let's check it out. Note that this is the very beginning of the level. No one has been in the windmill yet. It is completely empty. There are no pickups in either of the windmills. So no full health. Nothing of value in any of these things. Exactly what this level needed. Significantly fewer pickups. A level where it's already almost impossible to kill all 9 enemies with the pickups provided. They took 6 of them out. But Warthog is ridiculously powerful. So we're not going to have much trouble. The higher resolution on the textures makes the grass sort of vomit-inducing. Even the dirt here is hard on my eyes. I feel like I'm driving over a magic eye picture. I can no longer gauge the concept of motion. It feels like I'm on a conveyor belt that is standing perfectly still when I'm driving on this stuff. Very disturbing. Can't blame you for needing to look away, if you do. But when we played as Mr. Grimm, Warthog was the mini-boss in this level. Warthog is still the mini-boss in this level. But now we are Warthog, so we get to be the mini-boss. Power overwhelming. It's like half the enemies killed already. I'm almost dead. I will be fine if I empty out my inventory here. Fine being relative. I prefer not to die. Let's at least try and take Twister out with us. There she goes. I did the input for a shield, but we know how that goes. I did test playing this game on keyboard, actually, and I found it much easier to perform energy moves on the up, down, left, right keys. A D-pad is actually a poor tool for doing these inputs. Still gets the job done most of the time, as you'll note by the fact that I've been invincible for like half this playthrough. Macros would probably be a good idea. There does have to be a certain delay between each key you press. And I don't know exactly how to set that sort of thing up, but I'm sure it is possible. But if you do input things too fast, like frame-perfect inputs on your energy moves, actually do not work. So the precision in setting up macros would be a bit of a challenge. But then you'd get to cheat forever, so it's probably worth it. And by cheat, I mean play the game the way Twisted Metal 2012 would eventually work. Which is way better. Not the game Twisted Metal 2012, but the way it works. In terms of energy moves. Now, I could reset my lives here, but I'd lose my inventory. Let's see what happens. Saw that coming. Slam. How predictable. Okay, you got me anyway. Don't like my odds of getting anywhere in this run. One of the cheats for this game is to make napalm attacks home as well as fire missiles. That's a good cheat. It's actually too good. It makes napalms overpowered. It explains why their homing is so bad by default. Everyone's coming to visit. I have weapons enough to deal with them. Certainly not health enough. Let's take a breather. I honestly don't know if the full health refill is up here, though. Let's find out. You can still do that. Basically clip onto the upper platform. And full health refill. Beautiful. Haven't gathered any of the other health refills, so good stuff. These textures look much better than they do on the PlayStation. Worlds better. You can see the detail of this being like a cobbled floor. It's actually very, very nice. Reason enough to have played this version. Slam, get the hell out of here. I'm sick of you. I should probably also get the hell out of here if they're gonna start bringing down lightning strikes. But I'm greedy. see a easy victim. Stay right there. There he goes. And they're gonna zap me while they're immune to environmental attacks. I don't know if they actually are immune to environmental attacks, but they are in the PlayStation version. Why wouldn't they port that over? They're still launching environmental attacks. They really did not want me in the temple. They know my reputation, I guess. For, damning things. Murphy's Law-ifying everything I touch. Just generally being fiendly. I do still see the code on top of this vehicle, which is funny because every other code was intentionally removed from this version of the game since the codes don't do anything. Hi, Grim. You having fun, Grim? Going on a little train ride? No more fun for you. Ride's over. Interesting little attention to detail, though. Oh, wow. Instant killed by Axel. Wonderful. After I was doing so well, there are only 2 enemies left. Oh, well. We can just hop right back in. This would be hard if I were actually using the save system rather than having set up a bunch of saves in advance. Glad I did that. I considered doing it legitimately, but it is so weighted against you if you do that. Definitely would not have been a good choice. Like, if I'd saved before this level with only 1 life, we would have been in for a very hard final level. Probably still doable. Getting through this game deathless actually seems a lot more manageable than it is on the PlayStation version, which a lot of people still do deathless. Mr. Grimm's back. Stands to reason. Mr. Grimm's gone again. Also stands to reason. It just seems like a lot of attacks are deadlier in this version. It almost seems like the extra twisted edition of Twisted Metal 2, where things look smoother, play a little more player-friendly style. So I definitely find the controls easier. And damage values have been ramped up to maximize deadliness, which is a mixed blessing. Completely changed the textures around the harbor here. It seems like they did the most actual work here on this level. It's like, look at these wall textures. Blurry PlayStation crap. And then we'll go back to the harbor once I'm free, if I ever get free. And we will get to look at how much higher quality they are. Look at that. Certainly of 1997. But still pretty good. At least they're not of 1996. Sure wish I could move. Didn't have a bunch of weird deathmobiles. Leaving me completely locked down at all times. But that's exactly what I got. There. You still can't break or freeze in Twisted Metal 2, no matter what you do. You gotta wait it out, or get hit by something. But you're frozen, so you cannot cause yourself to get hit. Just gotta hope the enemies decide to do it. First time I did that jump, it seemed like I didn't take damage upon colliding with the wall on the other side, but this time I definitely did, so I assume every time you just take damage, and I didn't notice it the first time. There goes Slam. So I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Roadkill, and basically everyone actually is here right now. Too bad they're immune to environmental attacks. This would be a great time to use them. I do like the detail on the back of Warthog, where it says AWOL. Could never read that on the PlayStation version. But I assume it was always there. Every time I play as Warthog, or even talk about Warthog, people come in and tell me that it's among their favorite vehicles. Which they have to do, because anytime I talk about Warthog, is to say it's one of my least favorite vehicles. They're just defending their choices. Poor as they may be. The Warthog is a very good vehicle. Oh, I spawned with less than half HP. Because I was inside the flamethrower already, somehow. That makes sense. Get to see the full racist caricature NPC. No health refills, though. Let's just stay invincible for a long time, then. Which is very easy to do. And there should be a health refill in this taxi. Let's find out. Nice. Oh, man. That is pretty absurd. 5 enemies left. I could easily kill them all. But I could just as easily be killed by them, so let's find out. Especially the way these energy move inputs are going. There, one down. Slam's a Death's Door. Sweet Tooth has very little HP. Then we've got a final boss, and I do not have a password for the final boss. The way I do on PlayStation. So I do need to kill them all in one run. Them all being 2 phases of the final boss. Let's get rid of Tooth here. Hey, I'm in the subway. Let's see if the health refills respawn. I have to doubt that it has, but maybe. I've died twice since the last time I grabbed it, so if ever it's going to show up, it'll be now. Now we're seeing why I don't like Warthog, though. Very slow. And no refills or pickups of any sort. I have had instances of refills respawning without dying. It's not an actual requirement, it just seems to make it happen faster for some reason. Oh god, the infinite combo. I got out of it a few times, but I'm back in. Just when I think I'm out, you pull me back in. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen any hitches. This game is actually very prone to hitching up for a second or two at a time. Hasn't happened on recording, which is pretty neat. There. The biggest irritation is gone. Outlaw's still a pretty big irritation, though. Also, I'm going to need a lot of weapons to kill Darktooth in an expedient manner. If I go in here, I'm going to get zapped. But I do need weapons. These are non-homing weapons that I'm firing blindly. Okay, we're stuck in a bit of a standstill here. Standstill's over. Let's load up with everything they got for me. And get ready to die to Darktooth. Thing is, you can shield for ridiculously long periods of time, which allows you to just, like, run into Darktooth and just stand there and spam all your weapons into him. So if you have enough weapons, you can kill him before he can do anything at all. I don't right now. Nothing is reappearing. Maybe a fire missile? Yes. Napalms and rope bombs will be good. It's all set up, you see. Let's not fling ourselves over the edge. That's lethal. I still have yet to hurl an NPC over the edge on recording. I've done it on my own, but it ain't easy. Pretty solid amount of weapons. I'd love a few more. Don't need that health refill, though, because I can just whip around. And Outlaw's gone. She still loves being below you, so as to hit you with her special while you cannot really do much to her. But she's dead. Did not employ that strategy in the end. Darktooth's here. Let's take him out. All the pickups will respawn right now, so we can load up a bit more. Napalms are actually useful against this boss, even in the original, so they're going to be even better now. Now let's excuse ourselves. Just for a moment. Does it take energy to rear fire weapons? No. Good. 'Cause that's what I've been doing here. This is not recommended behavior, Darktooth. Not for your sake. The flame on the severed head is pretty cool. That's been changed up quite a bit. Now, assuming we win here, we will get to see the ending for our beloved character of Warthog. By now, I should have mentioned long ago, Warthog's license plate. Every character has a joke license plate, and Warthog's is LUKET MYHED. A 10-letter license plate somehow. Look at my head. It's the least funny joke of all the joke license plates. And also impossibly long. The longest one in the game. For the worst payoff. But there we go. Now we get our ending, and it'll probably be visually disappointing. Brace yourselves to squint as we watch this finale. Unless it works this time. Let's find out.
His body worn from 100 years of use, Captain Rogers struggled to stand before me. As his prize, he asked to be young again. He wanted a second chance at life. "Please, Calypso," he begged. "Give me the body of a 20-year-old." Congratulations, you now have the body of a 20-year-old. Maybe next year you will win Twisted Metal again and ask for the head of someone the same age. I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
And indeed, he would do just that, because Twisted Metal 3 is creatively bankrupt when it comes to stories and endings. But, there we go. Oh, it was a black screen the whole time. Beautiful. So you didn't miss much. What I saw on my end was a postage stamp with the ending playing. For some reason, I guess this is the only thing that's, like, really super busted in the game. That is unfortunate. But, yeah, our military-industrial complex, ancient man, got his wish of a youthful body, but his head was still old. You've probably seen that ending. It's 25 years old, so... If not, there were better ways to see it than on a postage stamp, so... Look it up and enjoy. It was pretty well made. But among the worst endings in Twisted Metal 2, I believe. This run went quite well, though. No complaints there. As usual, there will be bonus content. I will be playing Twisted Metal Black, cleaning up some levels that I did not play previously as Crazy 8. Stick around if you want to see that. As of this moment, our run is completed. I am Fiendly, and I thank you for watching Twisted Monday.